Hey there, everybody, and welcome once again to my movie library. So I'm pretty Canadian tonight. I'm all checkered and stuff like that. So after talking about things last night, and by the way, Brandon Tinnell just recently did a review. Actually, came up today on the movie that I talked about yesterday. Things. He did a really good job at describing the pain that is the movie Things, and the fact that if you are really a bad movie fan, if you're like a serious hardcore bad movie fan, you need that badge of saying, I survived things, I experienced things. Now, one of the things we're going to be talking about tonight is a video I got, is a Blu-ray that I got from a really good friend of mine, Sammy. Now, me and Sammy used to do like some videos back and forth, and if you remember me, like back from way in the early days when there was like maybe 20 people watching my channel, I was part of something called like kind of like a horror, what was it called? It was kind of a horror channel, a horror globe, that type of thing, where a bunch of YouTubers were on it at one point. And I've been on a few different, like been involved with a few different things, whether it be like live streams or getting involved in, like, say, Absolute Sublime when he does the movie that scared you the most type of thing. I've been involved in a few of those over the years. I've been very grateful to have had people like ask me to get into some of that, and I really enjoy the YouTube community. So hopefully, when I move and we're got hopefully a good internet connection, I will be able to do some more of the kind of the live streaming type of stuff, and you're going to see more action hopefully with other people on my channel here as well, and maybe get involved in a few live streams, do some other stuff here. I'm actually excited about that. Now, this is a birthday present that he got for me. I'm extremely grateful for it, and it really goes into the next topic that we're going to talk about here tonight. We're going to start off the verses. This isn't like one of the bigger ones. It is going to be for some people, and that is Indicator versus Twilight Time. So it's one of these companies in here that helps to start off this one, and I'm going to do like the C section, talk about some of the stuff on here, and I might throw a couple other things as well. Maybe I'll get a little review in there. But right now, let's do an unboxing. Without further ado, we don't even have to stop the camera for this or change sets or locale. One of these days, I think I'm going to do a video basically where I talk about, where I show you guys kind of a little bit behind the scenes, because a lot of people like see it and they think it's just pretty gonzo, and it is, but there is a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to this here, especially when I'm making some videos that I'm doing recently. A lot of the Hammer and Amicus stuff, and just doing things in my movie library and deciding exactly how I'm going to do this. So it's my first time, checking this one out, and this is from the company Twilight Time. Twilight Time had a sale a while back, and some of their titles were like going out of print. So they put on this big sale on Screen Archives. Now, if you guys have been watching me very long, you're going to know that I've had some issues with Screen Archives and the way that they run their site. I've talked about that. We'll get more into that a little bit later, but I really want to talk about this one here. So Sammy got me this fantastic movie here, and it is Summer Lovers. Now, a lot of people probably aren't going to know this one. It's a Peter Gallagher film. It's got Daryl Hannah, and who is the other girl in this one again? I can't remember right now. I forgot it. I can't believe I forgot it. Valerie Quinessen. So maybe there's a reason I forgot it. Like, I know Peter Gallagher. I watched The O.C. I watched that stuff. And Daryl Hannah. I grew up with Daryl Hannah. Yes, Next Door Neighbors. No, we watching Daryl Hannah movies, stuff like that. That's fantastic stuff. So what we got here, there's an isolated music and effects track, which they always have with their stuff. Auto commentary with writer-director Randall Kleiser. Making of Summer Lovers. Basil Poldorius, His Life and Music. Oh, that sounds interesting. Screen test and original theatrical trailer. So as always with these here Twilight Time releases, there's usually a kind of like a booklet of some sort in here. So let's try and get this one open up, see if we can see the booklet on the inside, and I assume it's a booklet with all, right? I've got a few Twilight Time releases. They usually have like some sort of booklet on the inside, usually like about 8 pages or so, and I've always really enjoyed their booklets, enjoyed what they've done with their stuff, and they have been putting out some fairly decent things. And that's why the Indicator Twilight Time is. You're going to see how apropos that versus is going to be in a few moments. So again, it's got like the. It kind of looks like a risque cover. It's not really. This is not like an adult film or anything like that. It's basically. I'm just going to read out here. be pretty simple, and I'll give you my ideas on it. So, Summer Lovers 1982 is written and directed by Randall Kleiser's follow-up to 1980's The Blue Lagoon. Another meditation on sun, sea, youth, and sex. The setting is the idyllic, if tourist-ridden Greek island of Santorini, where a young American couple, Michael and Kathy, encounter an attractive French archaeologist. Sparks and curiosity fly, and before long the duo has become a menage a trois, featuring a lovely score by Basil Polidaris. Now, that's true, and this is something that does. This is a movie I saw in my in my youth, and it opened up my mind and my eyes. So you think it would be just opening my eyes to the difference and the different things of different types of relationships, and it definitely did that. I later on in life, I actually wanted to actually pen a book on different types of relationships, like modern relationships. But more than anything else, this movie here made me gave me the bug of really wanting to travel, to see the world, to see different aspects and different places, different cultures. And I love this booklet. So here's the booklet here. There's the thing on the back. I'm going to look in the inside just to see, because there is some nudity within this film that I want to make sure I'm not going to show anything on here that breaks the standards. So there's a lot of pictures on here and stuff like that. Now the booklet here, does it say who it's written by? So it's written by Julie Kurgo. Again, it's another one of their decent, definitely 8-page booklets. So we got a lot of writing on there. I'm actually looking forward to reading that. I do like reading these. They're booklets and 80 films booklets that they used to do in the Italian collection. They kind of they got a similar type of feel, type of look to them. There's the disc right there, and in the background you can see basically it's just a 3 people. So it's kind of like a lucky guy. A fantastic film. Again, Sammy, I'll put a link to his channel. It probably won't go up as soon as the video goes up, because usually these videos get put up, and then a little while later you're going to see different things down, sometimes in the description bar, box down below. But I'll put up to the Sammy's new channel. Now Sammy does do more of the gaming stuff. So he does more Let's Plays and that style stuff. So if you're a gaming fan, you like watching Let's Plays, different stuff, and he does newer stuff and retro stuff as well. He's really big into the Steam stuff. He's been trying to get me to computer game for a while now. I'm a console gamer, but that and my computer is not the type of computer that you computer game with. I have a couple computers in my house, but they're not gaming computers. They're specifically set up for media. So basically, I'll watch a lot of TV, watch a lot of YouTube. I'll watch that off off my computer, and I also have a computer that I use, my iMac, which I use basically for writing, and I use for filming, stuff like that. And so I can film stuff from my iPhone or my iPad and translate over to my iMac and do stuff. Now I used to be able to do it so that I could put all kinds of interesting openings and stuff like that, which hopefully when we move over to the new place, you're going to get to see that there as well. So a lot of stuff hopefully coming up in the near future. Cross your fingers for me, guys, that everything goes okay. So we're going to do the Twilight Time versus Indicator, but this time we're going to wait. First we're going to do the C-section, and then we're going to do Twilight Time versus Indicator. I know that's what a lot of you guys have been looking forward to, these versus things coming up and asking when they're going to start. I've actually got some comments from my video that I did yesterday, so I didn't even look at them. So it's going to be you didn't get a chance to look, or I clicked like on a couple things, and I didn't want to read through until we got on here. So let's do that right now, and let's read through on. So now we had a big thunder lightning storm going on here today. So I gotta tell you guys. So my better half was that basically out doing some stuff, and the building that she was in got hit a couple times, shook and everything. So thankfully she got home. She's safe. She's here, and it's fantastic. So let's go into the C-section. All right, guys. So just a few comments here to look into today, and let's go. Let's just dive right into it and see what I got here. So, okay. Last Avenger 85 said, I respect you as a movie reviewer, Aaron, but I have to disagree with you on this one. The Last Jedi got a 47 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and with a good reason. The movie was just cringe, from Luke Titty milking an alien to to Leia flying around in space like she's Superwoman. The only moment I liked was with Yoda. The movie gets a 4.5 out of 10, and that 4.5 mostly comes from the Yoda scene. Now here's the thing. I really enjoyed the film, and I totally get that you didn't like it. And this is what I really like. You mentioned exactly why you like the film. You didn't harp on me about like saying you're not a true fan or anything like that. That's exactly the type of like straightforward, shoot from the hip type of like review that I really respect. I still like the film, but I completely understand why you didn't like it, and I can see people like being on both sides of the fence with it. The Wicker Buy. Still need to pick up things on the Intervision label. Love the type of horror coming out from them, bringing these rare VHS back from the dead. It's an experience. It's a survival experience. The things, I mean, you think you've seen films with Troll 2, and you think you've seen stuff with The Room, and you think you're ready to take on things. Get really ready. It's the most, in a bad way, it's the most Canadian horror film that I can think about. It's literally a film that has a lot to do with people talking about drinking and drinking beer. So it feeds into a lot of the stereotypes that are really true. The way I grew up, a lot of shed parties, a lot of drinking, a lot of sitting down, doing nothing. You're going to get a lot of that in the film, but it's hilarious. It is an endurance test to get through the film, but it's worth it. I really do think it's worth it. I think it's a badge that every like true movie fan, like true, I hate to say that, but true like bad movie fan really has experienced at least once. When somebody looks at you and says, well, you know, Troll 2, it's got to be the worst bad movie ever out there. Or somebody looking at you and say like, I saw The Disaster Artist. I can't believe they made a movie like The Room. And you just look at them and you say, I experienced things. I experienced all of things. That's instant cred right there. Instant cred. Definitely worth picking up. It's only a cheap one. I do recommend getting it. Get it cheap, but it's worth checking out. It's worth having. There's a lot of cool features on there. Hank, excellent. Hank Sampson. For Aaron, first, a very belated happy birthday to you. It must have been a good buy this year, and or your wife really loves you because you were spoiled. Be sure to return the favor when her birthday comes around. There's nothing like adding some special box sets to the old collection. They're very good value in the end because they instill such satisfaction and joy to the owner. You happen to mention Tallulah Bankhead in this video, and my thoughts immediately turned to rumors of her never wearing underwear. I know Hitchcock got such great titillation out of the fact when filming Lifeboat. I've heard a lot about Tallulah Bankhead, especially that. And I'm really interested in like rewatching Fanatic or Die Die My Darling, and seeing like what they've got feature. It's a little light feature wise, but here's a great transfer. There are some features on it, and I really am a fan of that film, and I'm a fan of my better half. She's got to love me. Poor girl. She puts up with me, and you guys think I talk a lot on here, that my videos are extended and long. She lives with me talking like this all the time. So, yeah. She deserves a special birthday. She really does. She likes different things. I would glad to get her box sets, but she might get a little angry if I went out and got her films. Just putting that out there. Okay, so Mark Stewart, great video, Aaron. I bought Happy Birthday to Me. Excellent choice. I've never seen it before. Your birthday video got me intrigued to check it out. Good luck with moving home. Well, not moving home, but moving to a new home. So that'll be interesting. That'll be something that I'm kind of excited about. Time span that we got to do it in, the moving, the packing, getting things done. It's going to be really hectic, Mark, but we're really excited about it. And the options that provides for us actually living in town, and what we can do here with my what I can do here with my channel, and have more consistency. Over the last year, like the consistency of my channel has dropped off, and I really do apologize for that. I do try and get out as many videos as I can and put as much information and stuff as I possibly can into each and every video. That's why you get a lot longer videos from me now, because I really want to make sure that you guys are getting the biggest bang for your buck, paying, but the biggest bang that you can for as much entertainment as I can give in a video. I try to do that, so thanks. And I hope you really like Happy Birthday to Me. It's a really good film. If you've never seen it, please don't... Oh, I'm going to choke here. Please look it up online. Watch it. Tell me if you guessed the killer. I want to know that. My better half thought she did, but she didn't. And because of the twist, she was not the happiest. But remember, when you're watching this movie, remember the world that's set in. Much like High Tension, it's set up to do the twist that it does. You understand that going in, you're going to have fun with it. You're going to have a lot more fun. And it's a lot of great Canadian actors there, by the way. David Eisner was in it as well, who you're probably not as familiar with being Canadian. He had a lot of Canadian TV shows, movies, and stuff that he did here. So, James, hello. Indicator versus Twilight Time is a good choice for a versus video. For me, Indicator would easily be the winner, mainly because the effort and care they put into their releases. Well, James, you're going to find out very, very soon, so perfect timing for your comment. Movie Mac here says, hello, Aaron. I'm not really into the newer Star Wars films, but I do like the original 3 films. Thank you for the Scream Factory announcement of Piranha 2. It was originally going to be released as a collector's edition, but Scream Factory said it will be downgrading it, but I'm still getting it. I saw here Mike Gord get stuck on your glasses. Yeah. I picked up my first title from Indicator a few days ago, Charlie Vera. Good choice. I was thinking of getting the Sinbad trilogy set, but I heard one of the discs has an issue, so I'm not sure yet. Actually, it had an issue. For the very early editions of the Sinbad set, that's the last comment there. There was an issue with Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Now, it was still a very good disc, and I thought it was fantastic, but it wasn't. Indicator is big on quality. So what they did right away, just so you know, is they went out and they let people know that they were replacing that disc, and they did. So if you were to go out and you bought the Sinbad disc and it was before a certain, you can check on the site, before a certain number, they will send you out the updated version of the disc, and it's a fantastic release that does best Twilight Time's release with Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. So the Sinbad release, I do recommend you pick it up. It's really, really a great one. They put out 3 Harryhausen sets. They put out Sinbad, Ray Harryhausen Volume 1, and Ray Harryhausen Volume 2. Those are the only Ray Harryhausen films that they had the rights to. They got them all out, got them all done, got all the sets. They let us know that after Ray Harryhausen Volume 2, that was the last of the Harryhausen sets that they have, at least for the present time. But that Sinbad set, man, I'm serious, grab it. It's a fantastic set. Great release, great stuff, fantastic transfers. A new 4K restoration of the first Sinbad film there. And just some great restorations on all these films. You're not going to be disappointed at all with the Sinbad set. There was issues with the disc early on. Those issues were completely fixed, so you can buy it with ease and with lots and lots of happiness. So with that, thanks for joining in for the C section. But we're going to talk about something else. We are going to talk about Indicator versus Twilight Time. Before I start, who do you think is going to win? Both are companies that put out some really great stuff. Both are companies that put out stuff very similar to one another. So we're going to look at, I got most of my Indicator stuff upstairs, so we'll look at my, I'll bring some down. We're going to look at the Indicator, we're going to look at my Twilight Time stuff. I'm going to give you my experience with both companies, and we're going to decide once and for all who's going to go on to the next rung of that ladder, Indicator or Twilight Time. As James prophesized correctly, will Indicator win it easily? Will Twilight Time have something that's going to knock Indicator back? Well, you're about to find out. All right, so here we go with the very first verses. I got to say right off the bat, I am a huge fan of both of these companies. Now, one of these companies here has been harder for me to collect than the other. One I don't have a lot of, but not because of the issues that the other ones cause. Now, I do like the releases from both of these companies. Both put out some quality stuff. And when it comes to Twilight Time, it's thanks to really great guys like Sammy that I have Twilight Time releases in my collection at all. If it wasn't for the generousness of Sam and many other people that actually sent me Twilight Times, I wouldn't be able to do this video here today. To be totally honest with you, because they're expensive. Even on sales, Twilight Time are fairly expensive. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it there. And Twilight Time uses used to use only one company to go with, which was with Screen Archives. And if you've ever been on the Screen Archives website and you're Canadian, then you know exactly the issue that I've had. Basically, they'll let you know right out of the gate that they'll get them to you there and they'll get them to you fast. That's fantastic. Their shipping is high. But that being said, they'll ask you want to pay an extra $40 to $45. That's the only way that we're going to ensure that these movies are going to get there for sure. That bothers me. I know I've had people like come out here and talk and say that they got like order upon order from them and have never had any issue at all. But that being said, that message is there. It's bothersome. No other company that I know does that. If I've ever had an issue getting something from Arrow or over in England, like Twilight Time, they're in the U.S. They're actually fairly close to us. But if over in England, if I had an issue with something coming, Arrow's been able to replace things. That's a mark right there. Now, that being said, both Indicator and Twilight Time are known for putting out some really good releases. The quality of their work, of the work that they do behind the scenes, is unparalleled. Twilight Time has managed to put out some movies that kind of got lost under the radar. Some catalog titles that a lot of people didn't think were going to get there. Now, so you notice that today, the very first day, I've got like my kind of the. This in the background. I want to like this. This is what I consider my messiest shelf, and I really want to. I want to showcase this right now, my messy shelf, because I want to make sure this is straightened up when I go to our new place. So, just saying, putting that out there right now. Let's go into it. As releases go, Twilight Time and Indicator, they're pretty similar. Now, Indicator's a newer company. Indicator, Powerhouse Films, basically came about, and the thing we noticed right from the beginning, right from the start, is they had a lot of the same films that Twilight Time had. And there's a reason for that. Twilight Time delved really heavily into the Sony catalog. When they were originally around, they did a lot of Sony stuff, and you're going to notice that there's a lot of Indicator stuff that were Sony products as well. And basically what happened there is that somebody that worked with Sony UK basically moved over, and they did what they did was they moved over to Powerhouse. Basically they became part of Powerhouse. And I guess I'm guessing that they hopefully I got this right, that they took a bit of the Sony licenses with them, because soon enough they were coming out with stuff that Twilight Time had put out. Sometimes taking remasters that they'd already had, and sometimes getting new remasters. And a lot of times they would actually go out and they would pay for the features that Twilight Time had on their releases. So I'm guessing they probably paid the company that made them, or paid Twilight Time themselves to get those features, stuff like the isolated scores as well, onto there, and the added stuff bonus on there as well. So that's a little bit of history about Indicator, and I'll be right back, give you a little bit of history about Twilight Time. Now, most of the information I got on Twilight Time, actually, I'm going to be out front and honest right now, came from a podcast where they interviewed the creator, the guy behind Twilight Time, and basically he was behind. He used to do music acquisitions. Did a lot of like music and like soundtrack acquisitions. So that's why I think that the isolated score became such a big kind of like a banner, a big thing with Twilight Time. They were the people to really get in and do the isolated score. A lot of people didn't do it, or not, especially not to the extent that they did. The guy that behind Twilight Time definitely was an audiophile, and it shows. One other thing that does show is he does come off as a bit full of himself. Recently, when Indicator announced that they're putting out a 5-disc Western set, it was noticed that those films were also films that Twilight Time had that they had the rights for as well. So they were asked Twilight Time was asked if they were going to be putting out the films as well, if there was going to be like a stateside release, going to be a North American release for those. Now, know that the Indicator stuff has been pretty much like, and Twilight Time, I think Twilight Time too, both of them are pretty region free as far as I can tell. I'd have to check, but I think pretty much both of them go with region free stuff. Now, that being said, I got to talk to you guys. They made an announcement, and it was something that made me do this video. They said that, and I could read right off, but I'm not going to. I'm going to paraphrase. Basically, what they said is that they had the rights to the films, but they weren't going to put them out because the standards for what's the Sony standards for what's released in the U.S. was very stringent, and the film transfers didn't meet the standards of what they would have to put out. So they couldn't put it out because the standards weren't there. But in the UK, they figured the standards are probably different, so maybe they're putting out more of a subpar product as compared to like the US rights standards. It didn't take more than 10 seconds for the internet to entirely call BS on that statement. Nobody believes that. Pretty much here it is. Twilight Time doesn't do, or haven't done yet, they should probably think about this, especially going through, haven't done box sets. They haven't really gotten into doing anything like that. Twilight Time is an expensive, they're meant to be a premium company. That's kind of what they do. They price themselves in a higher price point, and they find that they're, it's a collector's market. That's what they feel good with. They feel safe with that. Indicator does go down a bit. It does have like fluctuates with the price point, like even Twilight Time. Now, let's be fair here. Twilight Time has a lot of sales as well, and they've recently gone into doing their own site. Like in the last year or so, they came on to Ronin Flicks to put some stuff on. I think Twilight Time. I know Code Red did Ronin. Maybe I'm wrong with Ronin Flicks, but I know Twilight Time does their own stuff as well. It's branched out from just being from Screen Archive, so they're making progress when it comes to that, and they do have sales. They do have some great sales. But overall, they're marketing themselves as a premium brand. They're pretty much they're saying, we are an upper echelon film company, and that's how they brand themselves, and they do that very, very well. They do a great job with that. Unfortunately, with that has come a bit of an attitude, a bit of not so much the way that they deal with their fans. Obviously, from that comment there, you can that they made, you can pretty much get the gist of like how their reaction can be at times, and they can come off as a bit in the standoffish. Now, that being said, Indicator too, their shipping isn't the best on their website. I find it's a bit more. Their website's a bit easier to navigate. Listed from all titles to prints to Harryheads and the Hammer, that type of thing. So that's always good to see. But both of them have higher shipping. But the difference with it is, with the Indicator releases, they come on Amazon UK as well, and even on Amazon CA. If you watched my video like yesterday, then you know that I've got an Indicator Harryheads unboxed coming for $59 from Amazon. That's an insanely great price. That's Canadian dollars, by the way, so it's even cheaper than most of you guys who are here watching me from either the UK or the US or some area like that. So that's out there. They're easier to get. They're becoming more mainstream, but that being said, they're coming out with quality that's just as good or sometimes better than the releases that they put out from other companies. Now, let's get into the next thing here. So I've got two Indicator titles I'm going to show you right here, right now. So this is Happy Birthday to Me. This is the original release of that, and Torture Guard. Now, when Indicator originally came out, they did it much in the way of the Criterions tried it, and they did like the dual disc thing. They realized that that wasn't going to be the way to go. It was going to be a little bit more expensive. They decided to just go in and do Blu-rays afterwards, so they went into Blu-rays. Now, these are the booklets from Indicator. You're going to see a big difference in the size and like just the amount of stuff that's included here. They have great booklets. Indicator, the UK overall has killed it with the booklets. They've done amazing stuff. Now I'll show you the Torture Garden just so you can see that now they're doing like the regular Blu-ray releases as well. And again, the booklets are insanely good. Now, that being said, I have loved every booklet that I've gotten from my Twilight Time releases. In 8 pages, they pack in a lot of really good quality stuff, and they do some great pictures, some great like essays and all that type of stuff. They've improved a lot on their features as opposed to before, when you sometimes get an isolated score in a trailer. They've gone a lot farther in what they did, but they've had a lot longer time to do that. Indicator Powerhouse is a newer company. They haven't been on the go as long as Twilight Time has, and yet they've managed to crack that nut a lot sooner than Twilight Time did. Now, that being said, it was a different time in collecting, and a different world when Twilight Time started. They had a mission and a goal set that they wanted to go with, and they did that, and they did that very well. So I'm going to show you my Twilight Time releases here that I got. And by the way, I was asked about the Sinbad set, so here it is right here. This is the Sinbad set, and mine is number 2074. And just so you know, this is the other Eye of the Tiger. That's one of the original release ones. So that was, they sent me a new Eye of the Tiger with, that's another thing. They're really good at that. They're really good at getting back to you and getting stuff done really fast. That's why I say get this Eye of the Tiger. Obviously, with Twilight Time, their stuff usually runs at about 3,000 copies, or a little bit more, a little bit less. I'm going to be getting tangled up in my in here again, like I did last night. And overall, it's a blast. But their stuff goes out of print, and sometimes goes out of print really fast. If it wasn't for like a friend of mine, I wouldn't have been able to get Fright Night, for instance. Like a friend of mine got me Fright Night back in the day, because I could not get it at the time, and they had it. So which Twilight Times do I have managed to get? Well, Summer Lovers, this one I'm really excited. Thank you, Sammy. Again, thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate it. Awesome guy, awesome YouTuber, and definitely check out his stuff. He's a nice guy, and if you've never seen him, he's just real. The Blob is here. Strange Invaders. Scream and Scream Again. Vampires. This was also put out, by the way, by Indicator. Fright Night. For real. Count Yorga Vampire. I love their edition. Just that they did a great booklet here. The Mechanic. And the classic 10 to Midnight. Of course, they both put out Stone Killer. And I really want to get Stone Killer. I'm probably going to get the Indicator version of that one, because again, there's the booklet there as well. So I've talked a lot about Twilight Time and the way they do things. Now let's talk a little bit more about Indicator and how they do stuff. Now sometimes when I'm doing these verses, I'm going to just go category by category by category. But tonight it's more of like just a complete face-off, a complete kind of like head-to-head kind of butt thing to kind of bring the winner to you guys. And you guys can also decide from what I've said and from your experience as well, who you think that the winner should be down below as well. I really do want to know, if you see this video and you're watching this versus thing, please let me know who you think the winner should be, and type it before you even get to the part that I at the end of it. So Indicator came about kind of quickly, kind of out of nowhere, and they're starting to become popular now. Now, when Indicator originally came around, people were like just really surprised to see these Twilight Time movies that had gone out of print, stuff that they had not seen, and they just missed out on. For us, for me, for my better half, what happened was that she is a huge Sinbad fan, and she's a huge Harryhausen fan. I bought her like the Arrow Harryhausen like documentary that they put out a few years back. I think it was recently put out here, about a year ago here in North America as well. But I got the original release with the slipcover that came from England back in the day, because she was a huge fan of Harryhausen. Now, all that being said, she really wanted Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. She'd gone online to check it out. It had gone to ridiculous prices. It had gone out of print. She looked on eBay. It was crazy prices. Again, that has nothing to do with Twilight Time. That's not their fault. But the fact is, there were so little of them that she was not happy with. She was not happy with the company. And when she looked on Screen Archives and she thought about buying some of their stuff, she went through the motions, and that $45 thing came up, and she said, shag that. She was, you know, she didn't get it. She didn't say much about it. I could tell that she was pretty bummed. So when the Sinbad set came out and they actually put it on sale on Amazon UK, she looked at that and she gleefully put it into her cart. She said, "Screw you, Twilight Time. I'm getting Sinbad the Eye of the Tiger anyway." So that was pretty much her reaction at the time, and I get that. There's a lot of frustration with being able to get Twilight Time's releases. Now, everything that I'm saying here, I'm going to be choosing one over the other, and it does look to be going in a certain direction, just to let you guys know. I don't have to let you know, you can tell. But when one company wins over the other, that does not dismiss the other company as being bad or being lackluster. It's just me pointing out that both these companies, for the fact that these companies are actually making it on the list of some of the best companies and making it up is an achievement in and of itself. That's a cool thing there. And what I'm really pointing out is hopefully things that can be changed to actually kind of maybe change it in the future and how each company does. Now, one thing that happened with Twilight Time is they stopped doing horror releases. So for me, it's more their catalog stuff that I want. But I'm waiting now because we're certain ones Indicator's putting out stuff, and I'm waiting to see what Indicator is going to do with certain releases. Now, that being said, things like Summer Lovers, like Scream and Scream Again, and movies like The Mechanic. I am so glad that I have those releases of the films, because I know I don't even have to turn on this movie to tell you guys that I think that Summer Lovers is going to be an impeccable release with fantastic features, with a great picture. It's not something I even have to worry about with. Very rarely does Twilight Time cock up when it comes to this type of stuff. I can only think of like a couple times. The one that stands out is the return of the Night of the Living Dead Tom Savini release. Never did get that release myself. I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to be totally honest and totally blunt with that one. But it has been stated many times that they didn't do the greatest job on that release, and people were upset. The original Fright Night release was good, but they definitely could have done better with it, and they did do better with it. They put out the anniversary edition, and just amazing stuff right there. So let's not chase our tail any farther when it comes to it. For the first versus Indicator versus Twilight Time, Indicator gets the nod. They definitely get the win, basically for being more customer friendly, for it being easier to get the releases, for being a bit cheaper, and for not being as pretentious. Twilight Time, these are things that you can change. You can be more, you can be better to your customers. You can actually talk to hopefully you can talk to Screen Archives about some of their practices as well. That being said, every time that I've gotten stuff from Screen Archives, as much as I diss that big box that I talk about, they've come fast and they have come very, very quickly and very well. So I'm not going to go against that. I just do find it a little insulting with the way that they word things and put it on there. It pretty much says, we're not responsible. That being said, I've never had a problem with them. I don't know anybody that's ever had a problem getting their stuff. But if that ever happened, if by chance that happened, I do not know how they would respond, or if they would even help out, because of their wording right there. And that's a big knock. And I know that Screen Archives isn't Twilight Time, that they're that they're just a company that does with them. But Screen Archives Twilight Time has decided to go with Screen Archives for a lot of their type of releases. Now, I haven't really checked Diabolic DVD for Twilight Time. I'm not sure if they're on there. I really don't know. I haven't really ordered from Diabolic, but it's something that I really want to do in the near future. I do like Twilight Time. I do like Indicator. This was it seems like it would have been an easier one. And it is easier in the way that Indicator, they've just been knocking it in the park with their releases. They've been putting out some great releases. They bested Twilight Time on Eye of the Tiger. No doubt about it. They bested Twilight Time and Eye of the Tiger bar none. There was an issue originally. They fixed that issue and came out with what I consider to be the definitive release of Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. They came out with definitely with the definitive release of the 7 Voyages of Sinbad with the Gold Voyage. It's just, they put out the best releases of those films. Those box sets, those Sinbad boxes, those Harryhausen box sets, those Hammer box sets, those are the best releases and best editions of those films that you are going to get. It's amazing, amazing stuff that they put in. Like their Hammer box set #1 was great. They put a lot of work into it. There's some great films in there. There's some features, but I noticed that the second box set got even better. The features got even more in depth. They got more. They got more into it. There's more into the booklets as well. Just some great stuff, some amazing stuff. They worked with Kat Ellinger from Diabolique magazine. That's something to look into as well. I love Twilight Time. You do a great job. You do really good with the booklets, but you can put more features in there. You can be a bit more friendly when it comes to your customer service. Do some box sets, Twilight Time. Don't be afraid to. You've got that premium label thing, and I know you want to keep that. I know that's important to you. I know that's something that's part of your brand, your identity, and you don't want to mess with that. I totally get that, but you've had sales that have lowered the stuff, and these have been really well regarded sales, stuff that people have dived into and gotten stuff from. But if you keep up like this, if you keep being not as friendly, these are going to become collector's editions for a very different reason, because you have another company that's putting out region-free stuff, and it's putting a lot of the same or similar stuff to you, and they're doing it with better customer service, and they're doing it with with more in-depth booklets and going deeper and deeper into the features. But I got to say, features on Summer Lovers is incredible. I'm actually really excited to check this one out. And this one I will check the isolated music and effects score. I don't always check those, but I do want to check that here. But yeah, a few people have said it recently. It's been something that's been in the air. It's something that's been talked about. Is that Twilight Time have dragged their heels on exactly and pretty much been the company that they are, but they can do better. They can do a lot better, and for that reason, right now, the newer company, the new kid on the block, they're doing a punch and a jab. They're ducking. They're swerving, and you're on the ropes. So get back in there. Keep doing these great releases that you're doing. Get some box sets. Mix it up a bit. Maybe get some fresh thoughts and blood into the company. Maybe that's already something that you're in the works with doing right now. I don't know. But right now, Indicator gets the win. Knockout, and what a weak punch that was. But kitty punch. But yeah, Indicator gets the win from Twilight Time. That being said, tonight I'm watching both, actually. I'm watching one of my Hammer movies from my Indicator set, and I'm definitely watching Summer Lovers. So this video here is dedicated, this movie video library is dedicated to Sammy. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. You're the person outside of my family that actually thought about my birthday and stuff, and that means a lot. It's you have no idea what that means to me. It blows my mind. If you have not checked out Sammy's channel, he's recently did up a new channel. He does some cool Let's Plays. I got to get more into that stuff from my console, of course. But I would love to, maybe I'll get a Twitch account when I get move into my new place where I can't do any type of gaming online type of thing. And maybe I'll have an extra gaming as part of a channel too. I do gaming stuff here as well, but more of Let's Play stuff. If you guys are interested in that, maybe I'll do that down the road on Twitch along with the channel that I do here. This is a movie-centric channel with a bit of retro gaming and a little bit of Switch stuff thrown in there. But I'm inspired by people that can do these Let's Plays and have fun with them. I kind of worry that hell, I can talk, that's for sure. How I'm going to come across, I'm not used to that. I just got to say, they got to take a great confidence to do the Let's Plays and the way that they're done. Because it's something that's Yeah, it does. There's a certain confidence and a certain air of like a certainty that you got to have for doing that, because you're gaming, and for some of these times you're gaming for a while. And I've heard like some of the things, some of the nightmarish things that happen with some Let's Plays, and so it takes guts, and you got great guts and great confidence to be able to do the Let's Plays the way you do. I haven't delved into that aspect yet, but I eventually will. So if it's not there right away, come back a little bit later, you will see Sammy's channel eventually linked down in the description box down below. So just know that if you're one of the first viewers that come on here, that usually gets done later on in the day. And Sammy did give me like a link to his channel, so I could actually watch his opening video, which is really cool because it has all these like different like games, and I thought I was going to just see like some newer stuff, like some newer like Skyrim and stuff like that. But no, there's like they showed some Pac-Man stuff on there, so for some different stuff, some retro stuff, some newer stuff, some of the RPG stuff that you see a lot of people do. So definitely check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Sammy. Thanks all you guys out there. See you next time here in the movie library. For me right now, it is seriously time for tea, because my vice, it is a-going.